Dame Dash just threw another curveball into the podcast world, and this time, he's aiming straight at Joe Budden. It all started with Dame casually claiming that Joe's podcast was basically a Roc-A-Fella podcast. On the surface, it sounded random, but once you break it down, there's way more going on here than just a name drop. Dame wasn't just throwing shade, he was poking at something deeper. The way people who used to rap under the Roc-A-Fella banner have now flipped the script and become media voices. The very thing the label once prided itself on rejecting. And of course, Joe Budden wasn't about to let that slide. Now, before you leave any comments, please make sure to watch the entire video.
But I know that I'm probably the most influential person in every person's life that talks about me. And I love all of y'all. No problems. Every podcaster now seems, mostly, they used to be Roc-A-Fellas. So Joe Budden was a Roc-A-Fella. Noriega was a Roc-A-Fella. Cameron was a Roc-A-Fella. I used to manage Children of the Corn that Mace was in. And I tried to sign Gilly, but, niggas stopped it. Who else? They're all Roc-A-Fella. It's like the Roc-A-Fella podcast. And now Bleak. And again, Bleak, you too. We made a deal. You're going to start talking about me, but you still say your little slick shit. It's cool. I love you. But you're working hard. I see you really out there hustling. You and me know both. If you hustled this hard back then you wouldn't have to be hustling this hard now. Instead of talking about homeboy, I believe we'd be talking about you. Same thing with Cam, same thing with Joe Budden, same thing with Nori. But now everyone's retired from rapping professionally, and now they're all doing talk shows or a podcast. Disrespect, you found your lick, but my first impression of y'all were rock stars. People that laughed at the press, just against the grain, do whatever you want. That was that Harlem shit. And I'm still on that type of time.
Back in the Roc-A-Fella days, media wasn't just something you avoided. It was seen as the enemy. Rappers didn't sit down with journalists. They clowned them. Interviews were rare and access was tight. So when Dame said all these former rock artists became media, he was kind of trying to say, we used to be anti-media. Now y'all are the media. In his mind, it wasn't necessarily a diss, more like a backhanded compliment. Like, look at you guys. You evolved. You flipped the game. But there's another layer here. Some people believe Joe Budden has always tiptoed around criticizing Jay-Z or Roc-A-Fella. That theory floated around for years, that Joe's ties made him soft-spoken about their legacy.
So what did he say about me?
Yeah.
Dame said that all of the hot podcasters are Roc-A-Fella podcasters.
Right. Okay.
But he was lamenting that. He was basically saying that, like, we had this hot thing going on, and instead of having these artists who are pushing the culture and advancing the culture and laughing at the journalists and laughing at the media, now y'all have become the media. Y'all become the people. Talk about Cam, Mace, him, Nori.
He said, I thought all of y'all were rock stars, not chatty little bitches.
Basically,
he didn't say that, but that's what he was trying to say.
We're still waiting for the.
You could be a rock star, chatty little bitch.
So I want to let Dame know, when I try not to support America New, you got to start with that. Support Dame shit, America New. Go check it out. Now that that's out the way, Dame has to stop. Hey, leave me out of all that. Whatever you're doing. My name should have nothing to do with that. I was Roc-A-Fella for 79 seconds. And I keep it a secret. It's not something that I run around promoting or I'm proud of. I ain't released an album on Roc-A-Fella. I ain't put a song out on Roc-A-Fella.
Didn't get a rock chain?
I didn't get a Roc-A-Fella chain. I didn't get a Roc-A-Fella cup of coffee.
You got some swaggy?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a Roc-A-Fella penny. So when you having these Roc-A-Fella conversations, and shit, Hov don't even recognize me in the Roc-A-Fella. It's always Dame talking. Keep me out of that. I'm not a Roc-A-Fella rapper, artist, podcaster. I don't have nothing to do with none of that shit. Carlene barely buzzed the gate when I was at the motherfucker.
Who's that?
Yeah, Carlene ain't one here.
Joe guy's here again.
They went over. Carlene was back there. Yeah, so I love Dame. Like I said, I'll never have a negative word to say about him. He's loaned me money out of his pocket. I won't say nothing bad about him. But please, I'm not Roc-A-Fella nothing. I don't claim it. I'm not repping it. Shit, you shouldn't be repping it. But that's not my business. That's not my business. A Roc-A-Fella podcast. Are you crazy, Dame?
Well, I think his bigger point was just he thought y'all were cool, and the space y'all operate in is gossip.
We not cool enough for you to dictate nothing about my actions. Hey, anybody out there that think we cool enough for y'all to dictate how I move, that's triggering for me. That's been a problem with me since pre-K. I'm rebellious. I just told my girl this shit.
On Sunday.
Some people. No, for real. I'm whatever the grain is in my blood and DNA to be against it. We just made up that way. Sorry. The fuck out of here. But that's my man, so I don't have nothing negative to say about him. And don't make it seem like I came and started this shit when it was in season, when it was trendy and fashionable.
That was what I didn't like about it.
You telling the Joe Budden story wrong. Don't tell my story. You not qualified to tell it. Shut the fuck up or deal with them. Deal with the niggas you have that type of history with. My stint was for a minute and a half.
And honestly,
that shit fucking ticked me off when he said that shit. Niggas just be dropping my name and shit that has nothing to do with me. Please. Don't compare me to Bleak. Don't compare me to nobody that's ever been on Roc-A-Fella that has a podcast. It's not the same.
And just when things could have cooled down, Dame doubled back. He posted, "Appreciate you, bro, but you said you never got money from Roc-A-Fella. Then you said I loaned you money. I'm confused. Let's talk. I taught you how to do what you're doing now. I just don't do it for a living." Now, that's classic Dame. Smooth but sharp. Almost like he's challenging Joe while pretending he's just offering clarity. But let's be real. This felt like Dame trying to get on the Joe Budden podcast by sparking a little drama first. It's his usual playbook. Create smoke, then walk into the fire like it was all love. But here's the thing that makes this whole clash interesting. Dame seems genuinely frustrated watching guys he came up with succeed in spaces he once mocked. All these former rock stars pivoted from music to media, from artists to moguls, and they're winning. Meanwhile, Dame's been through financial struggles, lawsuits, faded ventures, and it's like he's watching everyone he helped build eat big without ever offering him a seat at the table now. That has to sting. Even if you're Dame Dash, pride and ego aside, seeing people you gave your blood, sweat, and tears to act like you're just a footnote, that's a hard pill to swallow. But maybe that's the real lesson hiding under all this, because the game changed and Dame didn't. He still talks like it's 2002, like being anti-media is a badge of honor. But the reality is, media is the new Roc-A-Fella. Podcasting is how people build empires now. It's where influence lives. And Dame, ironically, has the charisma, the stories, and the history to dominate in that space if he could let go of his pride long enough to build something new instead of taking shots at what others have built. If Dame really started his own consistent podcast, not interviews here and there, but an actual weekly show where he spoke his truth uncensored, it could be huge. He doesn't need Roc-A-Fella for that. He just needs to bet on himself again. So maybe this back and forth with Joe Budden isn't really about Joe at all. Maybe it's about Dame feeling like the world moved on without him and not wanting to be remembered as just someone who used to be great. Because the truth is, Dame Dash changed hip-hop once. And if he truly embraced the new era instead of fighting it, he could change it again. But that choice to evolve is his alone to make. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Dame Dash should finally launch his own real podcast and embrace the media game he once hated? Or should he leave it alone and protect his legacy as is? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more real conversations like this.